I've changed my mind. I'm not going back. I just don't fit right. And when I do, I feel something wrong. I feel something wrong. Like an aging star who lost the fire, sang a song too many times, and it feels like a liar. They can't sing from his heart. He can't sing from his heart. So when I go out alone in this dark and lonely.
And still so much more room. How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Yeah, I'm just getting some of my flannels put away in their new homes. Will obviously just be overstocked and I don't need on the daily because I'm keeping my nice hanging cupboards as well. And back here, I was able to put with my winter boots some thermal pants. I gotta find my other pair. I have another pair somewhere, and they will live in there. I know a lot of people have been very concerned about the way I did these drawer slides, and like I said in the video when I installed them, yes, I know they are not that supportive when they are positioned in that orientation. Which is why it will be a drawer for very light things, and as long as you don't leave it out in its full extension, no problem. So everybody just calm down. So on the docket for today is continuing to pluck along on this little box. I was doing a whole bunch of thinking yesterday on how I need it all to work in terms of doors that will flip up, supports that will support refrigerators, and cross beams that will be allowing other things to be built vertically. It's not an easy endeavor. I was also able to sand our little front facing piece right over here, and I've got a coat of clear coat on it right now, and it's drying to sort of protect it. It might make it a little bit more glossy, which, hey, something else a little extra shiny and lucky 2.0, ain't nothing wrong with that. So I think I'm going to start with, and that fire is just raging. I've also got Grace far away from the fire today. I have to leave tomorrow, go back and get Brooklyn, and she's actually coming out with me for just over a week here again, which will be awesome. But I didn't want Grace to stink like the fire. So, learning. And I'm going to take another minute or two here just to make sure I know exactly what I'm doing. Take inventory of my wood because, okay, everybody. Ooh, but take inventory of your wood from time to time, gentlemen. I want the lid to be 3/4 inch. That's kind of how I've measured all of this. And I definitely don't have enough 3/4 inch to make a full length this way. But since I'm only making some of these things flip up, I might be able to cut it the other way with what I do have left over and make it work. So that's what I'm going to find out with all of this stuff here. And there's a piece over there. I think that's a piece there. We got wood everywhere. I also found this downstairs, which I totally forgot I had, which is my Noco Genius 26000. This was the original battery charger I bought for Lucky. And the way I had it wired into my old flooded batteries, it was going to be too much of a hassle to remove and attach to the Li-Time battery that I got, the 200 amp hour forever ago. So that's why I just have that little black one, which I was using a couple videos back to charge up that new 100 amp hour battery. So it's loud for sure, but I'm considering maybe using this one instead. It's a little bit bigger and heftier. They don't even make this thing anymore. And since I have such easy access to my electrical compartment now at the foot of my bed, I'm definitely going to give it a try. So, but before I even do that, we'll get this hooked up to the 200 amp hour battery when we're done, because we need the power cables and stuff for cutting and the saws and all that stuff. But we'll throw that on the battery at the end here and see how she do. Hopefully she's still working and she can be incorporated back into the fold. It's a battery charger. Just fold it in, David. Fold it in. All right, and we're gonna need a piece of Lucky's old floor, which I totally forgot I had up here. I thought I threw them out because crawling around in here yesterday, not ideal on my knees. So we now have this. We'll come in here. Ha-ha! Way better. And yeah, I'll probably be putting more of this down once I'm done getting all the fixtures in. I know some people thought I should just rip the floor out and insulate it. Nay, I've talked about that before. Far too much work, and I would have added a huge cost and a huge time commitment to this entire thing. So this little like puzzle piece mats that you can get at like Walmart or wherever, they are great. And I'm on my knees so much. Invaluable. All right, so the whole struggle I'm having right now is that a lot of what I have to do next does revolve around the placement of this diesel heater. So like that's ideal, but I don't think that will work because I'm pretty sure there's a beam right bloody here. So I need to get the measurement, I guess, from here, which is the furthest point where there will be a screw going into the floor, and measure that way roughly. It's hard because I have to do the measurement here, and then I got to go on the outside and underneath, lucky, and kind of eyeball everything. It's not fun. But my concern is, can't move it over this way too much unless I don't put a wall there. If I don't put a wall there, then whatever. We'll have to find a different way to mount this circuit breaker. Maybe that is my best bet. Maybe I just leave that open and try and keep it as clean as possible back there. Penny! Or I could just put a vent on, like a whole screen vent. My original thought was I would put a piece of plywood on the outside to create a wall right there, and I would have to drill holes in it, obviously, so that the diesel heater can still get air. I guess I could still do that, and then put a mesh screen behind it. Ooh, that could work. It's just it's Penny's cat hair getting everywhere, right? And then I still have to make the decision that I was talking about at the end of the last video on whether or not I will make this front panel, like cut it here and make this part removable. Then I was also thinking I could just undo the screws and take the whole thing off when I do have to get into the diesel heater. It doesn't happen that often, knock on wood, because it had been happening a lot, but hopefully that's in the past. Let's go up here, get my Sharpie. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make a little mark right on the floor there, because this is kind of where I want the diesel heater. Yes, that intake is pressed underneath this board a bit, but again, if I put that piece of plywood with holes on the outside here, that will still be fine, and it'll still have plenty of air. And then we'll pull this out. So that's going to be the edge of that. We'll put this on here, this hole saw. Oh yeah, it goes like in by a bit. So there-ish. Right? And what I guess what I should do is just get a big long drill bit and just drill a hole right through it. I'm going to go poke around underneath Lucky one more time just to sort of eyeball that area. I think this should work though. I guess that's what I'm doing today. I guess I'm putting in this bloody diesel heater. I'm not going to get it connected, obviously, but at least it will be where I need it to be. Blowing more holes in the good ship Lucky. The reason I can't move the diesel heater over further and have it in between like the pillar that's here and here is because this is essentially the square footage that I need for my refrigerator, right? So it kind of comes up to the end of the tape measure here. Sorry, brain fart. So if I put this in and I centered this between the pillars, which is essentially like, well, I guess it's kind of there. Right, I'm still going to be struggling to get the diesel heater out, or I would have to put what the fridge sits on a hinge as well, which I'm probably going to do because I'm not going to want to lose access to this area entirely. But every time I'm taking a look at the diesel heater or servicing it or whatever, I don't necessarily want to have to remove the fridge every time, you know? So trying to future-proof everything is not, it's very tricky. Ooh. One thing I will have to be very careful of if this is the setup that I go with the diesel, I mean, it doesn't matter actually. It doesn't matter if the diesel heater ends up here or here, it's still going to be pulling air from this side. And I have a horrible, this is not much better today, by the way, habit of stuffing stuff behind the driver's seat right in this area. So I'm going to have to, you know, stop doing that. Because if that's where my airflow is for the diesel heater, that's not going to work, right? Although, I mean, yeah, you know, old habits die hard and all of that, but it could keep me from being such a squirrely pack rat. This is a really hard measurement to get because like I'm trying to figure out how far away from the wall this is, but I've got this baseboard here, plus I've got, I don't know, almost 3 inches of insulation in there. I don't even know if I can see exactly how much I have. Maybe if I stick this in and poke and prod and ask nicely. Hello? Here, maybe if I turn it away so I can read it. Hello. Push that down past there. Yeah, that's like 3 inches of insulation. And then you got this bloody thing. So to the middle of my hole saw from all of that is like 10 inches. That'd be more like 13. Yeah, that's not going to work. I was underneath lucky, and we're going to have to get this diesel heater as far this way as possible without it being obnoxious. Because like, yeah, I'll have a hinge door here, but if I can't get my impact driver down here to undo the screws on this side, then what's the bloody point, you know? So it's going to be close. There's like a cross beam on the van right about here. And then the emergency brake line runs along that as well. So granted, we're only having like a couple things down there, having the exhaust pipe and the air intake, but got to make sure you've got room to work on whatever needs to be worked on. See this? Yeah, I don't know if this would open up that much. Maybe like these. I mean, I think at the end of the day, I'm just going to have to drill a hole and hope for the best. It's like, if I just pretend I'm taking this diesel heater out. I'm still going to need my extension because I can't. Oh, wait. That's a good tell. Maybe slide this and make sure I can fit this in with a battery. Nice. Just got to make sure that the hinge on the little door here is high. Oh, God, it's going to have to be so high. Okay. Thinking. Oh, wait. Okay. You know what? Before I do anything else, there's a little bit of a permanent platform that can't be hinged that I need to put kind of right here on the end. So we're going to cut that first, take some quick measurements. I know I want it to be, it needs to be 3.5 inches wide. And I think I want to give myself at least another 2 inches. So a 5.5 inch by whatever this bloody length is. 18 3/4. That sounds familiar. Okay, 18 3/4 by 5.5.
Don't say, darling, 'cause you'll fake it.
Well, all right then. Don't forget your tea. Delicious and nutritious. Debating on spraying this piece with that clear coat as well, just in case, you know, diesel ever gets on it or something like that. But first, let's see how she fits. Get our old man knee pad, crawl into the house. This goes like this. Ooh, that makes getting to the shore power plug a little bit more difficult. Although it just has to come in. It never has to come in this way. So we should be okay. We can feed up through that if need be. All right, so there's our first panel that kind of just, that needs to be there. Worst case scenario, I might have to make it a little bit shorter this way. But now you see, this tells me how much space I have if that's in fact where the diesel heater goes. Would I be able to maneuver this? So it would be lower. I would undo those screws. I would pull it up. It'd be hard to get at. Well, maybe not necessarily with the big ass hole there. If I leave enough slack on the muffler and the air intake, we might be okay. Okay, all right. Making stuff happen. I guess maybe what I should do now is see if I can make a piece that is, well, obviously 18 3/4 and 28 inches, so that I can just lay it down and I can permanently see where my fridge is going to live. Because then if I end up with a smaller fridge, I don't know, I'm going to try and make that decision. I was going to say this weekend, but I'm not in Calgary for very long. I should reach out to Conrad at Craze Outdoors. If you are looking for camping gear, overlanding stuff, and you're in the Calgary area, stop on by to Craze Outdoors. Or if you're in Canada, place an order and use promo code vanlife plus to get 10% off your first order. Sorry, that just came to me. But Conrad is one of the sons that owns and operates the store, and it is amazing. Completely locally owned and operated in Calgary. I love those guys. They've been very good to me, and hopefully I'll be able to procure a refrigerator from them. I don't know if it's going to be smaller or not, because as I've said before, I got my eye on that EcoFlow Glacier. I will make everything right with the world. If you know, you know. But I think that should be my next cut, because I'm not going to permanently mount it down. So let's get it and see what it looks like. Ta-da! I know what you're thinking. Matt, there's a giant crack. And you would be right. However, this is all in the interest of, well, mostly not having enough wood. But again, happy accident. In the interest of reducing weight, there you go. Like this, I marked out with the Sharpie right there. That's 28 inches from the end, right? So this is 3/4 inch plywood. Who's to say we need an entire full platform, right? I could even probably remove more off of this to save weight, and that's still going to be a great platform to support a refrigerator on, right? Maybe another little support beam right here, either one of these or some 2x2, just to, like, you know, just a little bit. But we got to remember we're putting that front piece on, and that's going to give some structural integrity as well. So I'm okay with this, right? Not who gives a crap. The fridge is going to be sitting on it. This one, as of right now, will be permanently mounted to here. So it'll screw into the back there. It'll screw into the front here. This one, what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to go about in the middle here, and I'm going to cut just that end off, and then we're going to attach the skinny strip back there, and then we're going to hinge it. So then this one, when the fridge is off, I can also get under here if need be to get at the ducting vents that are going to go this way and that way, right? To get the hose clamps on and off. And then that'll be able to hinge close, right? And then essentially we will have the same thing right here. Again, doesn't necessarily have to be completely enclosed, but same thing to get to the diesel heater. I still have the hinges on my wheel well boxes. They are standing at attention right there, so we'll pilfer those hinges shortly. But yeah, it's one of those things where you think you need a complete piece that is the dimensions that you need, and it turns out I do have enough wood, but I would had to have cut another piece that was long. I didn't have anything that was 28 inches long and 18, right? I had plenty that were over 18, but only a certain width this way. So what I was going to do first was I was going to cut this one and then basically cut another one like this and then take off a bit. I think this one is 15. So I'd have two that are 15, and I just take off 2 inches to get 13 to equal 28, blah, blah, blah. But this piece was left over from when I cut that one, so I guess Bob's your uncle, right? More importantly, before I move on to permanently mounting this middle board down and doing the hinge on that one and then moving on to this one, I got to figure out, I don't think I need this entire thing to flip up. I think that would be silly because, again, trying to think in like 3 dimensions or forward dimensions or 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 dimensions. I don't bloody know. Yes, I'm going to have a door that opens up here to gain access to the diesel heater, but I don't want this to just be that, you know? I want it to exist in a cabinet where maybe I open up doors and there's stuff in here that we clear out, and then we can get to the diesel heater. So this door has to open up inside an enclosure, right? So I don't want to pigeonhole myself by making this entire thing that. So I got to think maybe like a support beam here that becomes the wall of this cupboard, and then this opens. Oh, it's as complicated in my brain as it probably is to a lot of you as it comes out of my mouth. Okay, so I was looking at ways to sort of finish this off and get the hatch door for the diesel heater, and how I'm gonna like build beside it with a support beam to sort of like build off of it and all that jazz. So what I did was I cut a 2x2 to this length, and I think I'm gonna put it right here, right up against there. That way, it will double as a brace for the refrigerator. Not that that's a big deal, because actually we can just build the wall off. Oh, maybe I should move it this way. Build a wall like that. Or my other option is to do it like this, right? Build the wall here, and the fridge will butt up right against that, but I'm gonna have a little weird space here. We shall see. And then I had a mild panic attack where I brought that whiteboard in here to see, and it's pretty darn good for somebody like myself. It comes right up to the top of this, and then of course, can you guess what my big panic was? That's right. How the hell am I gonna hold the fridge in this way? How's it not gonna come falling off? But I quickly reminded myself that this is built to the specs of the set power fridge that I had here, where the poop bucket is. And if I do get the Glacier or a different fridge, because I think I've kind of resigned myself to the fact I'm not keeping that set power fridge. I sat it in here last night just on the framework just to see, and it is so bloody imposing. It's been a great fridge. I'm not knocking it at all, but for the purposes of Lucky 2.0, it's a little bit too large. So whether I get the Glacier or a different brand fridge, it will be a little bit smaller, and the most important dimension is that it's smaller this way. So once the fridge is in there, I could either just put I'll probably just use little L brackets, you know what I mean? Find where the fridge is, put the L brackets in, just like what we used underneath here, where they are. There they are, right there. Probably upside down to you. That's my plan with that. So my old panic attack averted. Hey. Now, continuing to look this whole layout over, I think what I will do is I probably won't go as intense as 2x4s, although I don't know, maybe I will. I've got some extra 2x4 kicking around. I could as easily just use like this and put another leg right underneath this at the front and the back to add middle support for this thing, right? And that also gives us another thing to sort of attach that front facing whiteboard into. I am clearly just putting off the inevitable. I believe this is probably what we have to do next. We're just gonna have to suck it up and do it, blow more holes in the ship, as I said, and you can see I made a new line. We'll use that as our guide. Oh gosh, let me see here. So like that, this guy, slide this up, and it's basically our hole. So I'm gonna take the Sharpie. I mean, worst case scenario, this doesn't come out the bottom where I want it to. Just put a little dotty dot on the floor. There we go. And we just plug a hole, a tinier hole. But I'm hoping that's not the case. I'm hoping this just sort of works out. Yeah, bloody right. I'm gonna get this cap on with one hand. Come on. The struggle is so real. You can do it. You can do it. You can. Ha! Quality content. Quality content. I don't even remember what I was saying now. Let's drill a hole in Lucky. The biggest drill bit I have that's not the one that goes on the hole saw, which I don't think, it's not as long. The floor's not that thick, but the biggest drill bit I have is a mason drill bit for drilling into concrete. Sorry about it, Lucky. I don't care who you are or how many times you've done it. If it is your home, doing stuff like this is always bloody nerve-wracking. That just frick. All right, fine. Well, how does she look? Hey! Ooh! That's gonna be close. I don't know. So close. I gotta get the whole saw and see. Oh boy. Oh no. It'd work. Yeesh. Or we drill another hole and oh no, because it would be moving closer Yeah, no. That's about as far as we can go. Oh, Lucky. You're so holy. Just realized how disheveled my toque looks. How embarrassing. Well, time to get the hole saw on. And do what is required of us. Well, I don't know if it's my saw or the drill, but that's all she'll do right now. I've changed a couple batteries, but she just keeps stalling out on me, the saw. I may have to get my dad's. I think he's got one that plugs in. Might be better to have full power rather than this cockamamie setup in here, like. And that's fine, but as soon as I push down on it, she just stops. You gotta let go of the trigger, she'll go again. But I've been doing this for a while and we're not getting anywhere. We've got the hole. If anybody ever wanted to see what Lucky's floor looked like, haha. Oh wow, we went right on a join part. But yeah, laminate, that stuff, and subfloor. And there would be another piece here, sheet metal, but it is being stubborn. Oh man, well no doubt. Look at those teeth. They're like, there's like nothing to them. I don't know if you can tell, but those are not sharp looking teeth. This thing cut like one hole. Stupid hole dozer. Milwaukee my ass. Oh, that's super frustrating. I really don't want to have to buy another one of those. Those things are stupid expensive, like 50 or 60 bucks. I wonder if I have any more metal blades for my jigsaw. I bet you I could get in there with this guy and see. I'm not sure. Let's open this up. Yeah, okay, so this one's metal. Those are wood. Oh gosh. This one says it's for metal. I've clearly used it. This one says it's for metal. I've clearly used it at least once before. I don't know, but let's try this before anything else. Oh, hi. How are you? All right, well, there is the last layer. Oh, well, at least it works. I didn't have to buy a new hole slaw. Not ideal, and we bent the absolute crap out of the blade for the jigsaw. But, as you saw, we've got our giant hole. Doesn't look like we effed up too much stuff. Some silicone, no problem. All right, well, let's get a diesel heater in there, I guess. Oh, yeah, no, maybe we should do some cleaning first. My goodness. Get this place tidied up. I can't snap. My thumb is hurt. Snap! Ta-da! Now we're kind of back to where we were, but we got a nice nestled down diesel heater. And look how much better it sits on the floor when the floor is flat. And doesn't have a bunch of grooves and valleys in it. Cool. Progress. All right, took a little break, charged the phone, had some lunch, smoothie with Revita tea and some frozen berries and all that good stuff. And I've just been sitting in here while the phone was charging, sort of tinkering with everything, as I do. This is like proving to be the most complicated part of this build for sure. Because like I said, I don't want to have to take it all apart once we get there. So I'm kind of been like eyeing up space and how everything works. I made these little legs here. They are not currently attached. What I would love to do is just use one screw to go through here and into there, you know what I mean? Unfortunately, these 3-inch guys, they're just not gonna reach. So, probably gonna have to make a trip into everybody's favorite building supply store in a minute. I brought my Dometic water jug in here to try to see height-wise. Now this little ledge that we had here that was 5.5, I've actually reversed that. I've made it 3 3/4 now, actually, just to make it a little bit skinnier, because before I had it overhanging here a bit, but I forgot that diesel heater bottle will have to be mounted to something. So we need a wall on this side. So obviously, since I'm going to be screwing into it to support the diesel heater bottle, we're going to want to use, more than likely, our final piece of 3/4-inch plywood. Well, I shouldn't say final piece. We've got one more right out there. That will probably end up being the hinged door for access to said diesel heater though. So we're going to measure about this with enough room to like wiggle around, and we'll probably cut this piece and make a wall on the exterior. Unfortunately, with how narrow I've made it back here, it won't be able to attach to the farthest leg. So it's going to attach to this leg and then this cross beam here. See, at least I'll be able to pull all of this out and attach that wall. My bigger concern was make sure my seat's full, like in the position that it needs to be in when I drive, and then we'll come up here and we'll create a little bit of a counter space here. And then what I'm envisioning is a door that will open this way, and then this area here, this is just sort of a rough outline with these two, will be another little narrow door that will open the opposite way. And we got storage for like dry goods and whatnot, and this will be a cupboard as well. And we'll have countertop that goes here right to where the fridge is. And then I'm telling you right now, I've hit my head on this 3 times already today. So I've emptied out this cupboard and it's coming down for sure. Whether I get rid of it or we just relocate it to back over there, I'm not 100% sure yet. Maybe even just over a bit. But anyways, that's where all of that is at. Definitely a lot of tinking and tinkering, and my goodness. This is those moments where it's like I've bitten off more than I can chew, but I'm gonna force it down my gullet. If I had a nickel. Okay, so we got our final, quote unquote, not literally, piece of plywood here. Shove it down there. It should be 16 inches ideally, but this board is only 15, so we're gonna have to go with 15. And I've decided about 24 inches of height. Move this out of the way. Grab this guy. All right. Yeah, put this over here. Look at all these drawers with so much space for stuff. Haha, who did that? Find 24 inches. That is right there, sir. It's so final. Make a line. Make a line. Yeah, sure. Nothing is straight. Why start now? Clippy clap it right about. Actually, hold out. Oh gosh. Yikes! Oops, cut it on the wrong side. We've got holes. That's fine. Everything's got holes. We'll let it breathe. Bring this in here. It's gonna go basically like that. There we go. We can adjust it as we need. But yeah, there's our first wall. Just up and over. And then we're gonna need some sort of joint here, and you make a lid there, and the rest of it is obviously just gonna be made out of 1/2-inch ply, because that's what we got. But okay. I don't know, do I permanently put that on there? Do we do it? Do we do it? I mean, it might be a good thing to just get done. Yikes. All right, we got our construction adhesive. Get out the rock hard tip. That over here. Gonna need, yeah, probably gonna need pilot holes. We'll see about that. This thing is useless. Bye-bye, giant, bloody useless hole saw. Eggs, that's okay. The challenge is going to be I can't have it flush with the ground, because by the time it gets back there, it's just not actually. Can it be flush with the ground? Yeah. Oh, wait a second. Then it won't be tall enough because we measured. Damn it! Where is the bloody tape measure? Right, now that we got it out of that space, let's do it like this. You guys have get those out of here. Put this here. Since this isn't how I initially planned on doing this with the wall on the outside, our little white thing is not going to completely, like our white face piece is not going to cover this 3/4 inch. Oh well. It's not the end of the world, darling. It seems it's just resting on the construction adhesive. Beauty. Beauty and the beauty. Wait a second. Is that going to be too tall? Life. Oh, wait, I could just use L brackets. Where's the bloody nozzle? Come down, come through, and snap. So that needs room to, like, be a hose. Turn the button. I wonder if I can, ooh. Use the height of the van. Aha. Well. Don't you fall, you bastard. Take off your toque. It's getting bloody hot out here. Holy Dinah. Construction adhesive. This better be the right side, I swear. Bloody yo. Bloody yo. Should have had a screw ready. This was ill-advised. Sorry about the camera angle. I can't really move right now. Okay, give me a scoop. Come on, I just need one. There. There we go. We got one in. That's all we needed. Ish. It's definitely not going to stand up on its own now. Don't overthink it. Just do it. Oh, wait. Get paper towel and wipe off your splooge. Wasn't that bad today. It must not have been really into it. Ooh. Okay, now let's try to get this back where it was. Hopefully, it all fits. No, there we go. Come on. You can do it. You can do it. Huzzah! It fits with the seat there and everything. Look at that go. Diesel heater, aren't you so excited? You even got a hole to suck fresh air through. We don't have to worry about nothing. Amazing. More splooge though. Yep. All right, now before I mistakenly cut up a piece that I need, let's start putting everything back where I want it to live. So that'll be there. Okay, working out pretty well. These roughly here. Once I can actually attach the legs to the stud on the floor there, it'll be a lot better. Okay, line this up with our little 28-inch mark. Perfect. And this guy roughly goes, I just kind of been eyeballing it this way to make sure that I can undo the hose clamp and still get the heater out. So now, yeah, that's a good question. Can I, so we pull the heater out like, oh boy, I don't know. We definitely got room to do it, but it might be a little tricky. Either way. Okay, now all that is left, oh wait, let's not forget this piece. That's gonna go over here, basically right to the 28. Ooh, buddy, there we go. Get your poop in a bloody group. There we go. Oh, well. Look at that jank ass piece of Okay, time to build that frickin' diesel heater hatch door. We're gonna use the actual final piece of 3/4 inch plywood. This was on the underside of my bed. So this was clearly the platform that flipped on Lucky 1.0 because this burn mark is from a propane torch when it tipped over and made this mark. So obviously we're going to keep that in the build. 18.5 by 12.5. 18.5 by 12.5. And we'll all know that there's a secret little burn mark. There. Now, just gonna have to trim this hinge, make a cut, construction adhesive, screw, hatch. Ha. Hatch. Ha. Look at the diesel heater underneath. Easy to get to. We're gonna put a little latch right there. Super stable. Put some stuff on it. Good to go. There we go. All right. What a day. What a day. Oh, hi.
Hi.
Silverton Building Supplies, shall we?
Yes, I hear it's open on Thursdays. It's a little tiny pink.
It's a little tiny pink tuck, yes.
It's smaller than my orange one.
Yeah. I got those even smaller ones somewhere in here, little tiny glass ones. Yeesh. Right? That'd be pretty simple. Screw whatever I'm doing right now. It's perfect. Drain away. Probably. How much does they want for this?
Lots, probably.
Yeah. Oh no, 135. It's not the end of the world. All right. Really long screws. It's the same aisle I come into every friggin' time I'm here. Hi, we need some long boys. I don't even know if they're gonna exist. Not in a small pack. 3.5, oop, 4. Oh, they're huge. I don't need them to be that big. Don't we have number 8s? Maybe this is a wait till I go to Calgary tomorrow. Oh. Maybe they don't make 8s that big. Oh, they definitely do. I do not need that many of them. What were you saying?
They have watch batteries, but I don't know what size it is, so.
You need my Leatherman? Just crack it open?
Crack you open. You need a special tool. Yeah, you can
Tiny little screwdriver.
use that. Excuse me.
Right, well, the alternative is brackets. I know they got a lot of those. Yes, sir. I'm sure they'll have something I can... Hello, what's this? No, but something like that. All right, and we're back. Attach some middle legs, and then it's gonna be darn close to dinner time. And darn close, darner close to calling it a day. This is super fun. Said nobody. So, I got construction adhesive here. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Is it open? There's beer in there. All right, and over under here, we're going to put these braces. And we were saying, F it to pilot holes today. It's 1, 2. It's very technical. Shove impact driver under, drill. Use gravity to your advantage. Hello? Gravity doesn't help you find the hole. There we go. All right, now when it comes to this crossbar here, I'm not going to use construction adhesive because I may want to eventually adjust this one way or the other based on the size of the fridge I get, right? So in theory, this should work with the EcoFlow, but who knows what the universe has in store for me. Wait a second, are these screws long enough? Oh, back up. This is why we do pilot holes. Aha. I don't know if anybody saw that crack there, but yikes. So let's do over here now. All right, in the interest of not being defeated by my hole saws today, here we go. Poke. Ooh, that's some warm wood. Smells great. Finger my hatch. They'll probably still end up with splinters. All right, I'm just making the second hatch here that the fridge will sit on. I just wanted to show, like, it was a concern of mine on the last one, but it worked out well. But I just did it blind, right? Which means I put this construction adhesive on this little back piece here, and I want to put screws in it now as well to really secure it to that back frame piece. And then as soon as I did that, when I brought the hinge up, I was like, oh no, how many screws are going to be right in the way of the holes that I have on the hinge to screw down? So this time I'm lining it up because I don't feel like the universe is going to be that nice to me twice. So just do it like that so I can see what else hold. I just hit my head on this cupboard again. Yeah, this thing's got to go. Anyway, so now we can stagger these and go like this. And then so on and so forth. This is what I found with these hinges, actually. Super simple, barely an inconvenience. Shout out to Ryan George. We discovered that my stupid little angle cutters here will not cut through this tin. That is for sure. But if I make a mark on it where I kind of want the fold to be or the break to happen, just do like this. And these were just hinges that I ended up getting, I think at Lowe's when I was first building Lucky. And now we just bend them. Say a nice hinge. Didn't quite go where my snip was, but don't cut yourself. It's sharp metal. There we go. Perfect. Somebody's gonna have something to say, but I have something to say about what you have to say. I don't give a hoot. Right, and then we got these little flat screws that are left over from when we patched the old diesel heater hole. That's what I've been using on the hinge on the bed and the hinge on the diesel heater hatch. And away. Actually, you know what? Because I have a smooth end on the... Oh no, that won't work because we lined up our holes, haha. 1, 2, 3. Let's just make sure it works before we resecure. Very good. Secondary hatch is a go. Oh, that's it. Call off the whole build. Scrap it. Let's just buy a new van. I ran out of lathe screws, so clearly everything's going to fall apart. Darn it. Okay, to round everything off here, I really wanted to get that the whiteboard that I'm painting on the front for this video, but I don't think I'm going to do that simply because this still has to come back out of here. There's something else we need to do. We need to blow yet another hole in the side of Lucky. That's not happening right now. That is very much a future Matthew problem. So we'll leave that, but I am going to do what I can to get this out of here, try and figure out how I did this. I'm pretty sure it's just this board back here, which is a almost 2x2, has 4 screws in it. Undo those, that should release the back. And then it's just these 4 screws up here that are into a single stud that I put in the roof. So they're all Robertsons. This shouldn't be very difficult. Let's find out. I got you in here. I can get you out. There's wires everywhere. How did I... Oh shit. Oh, if I can just... What will this do? Hello. Well, that'll just make it all sorts of bendy. Ish. Oh, there's a bunch more. Okay, hang on. That's really not the right bit. There. Now that'll bend down. Wait, is that... Oh, there's ones in the ends. Maybe we leave that up there for now. Oh, of course that's a Phillips. Are you kidding me? Where did that just go? This thing needs a tracker. There it is. Probably one here too. Oh, you betcha. Wait, that's completely detached from that. Yeah, buddy. Okay, so instead of taking out that back bar, let's do... Oh my goodness. Oh, how am I gonna... Nope, that's gonna... Yo, what? Did I hand bomb these in? There ain't no way I did that. Are you... I don't like this thing, but I don't want to break it either. Unbelievable. What? Did I had to go back and watch my own damn video. It is 2024. Why am I taking anything out by hand? How did I build this cupboard around? I sure did. Oh, that makes more sense. Okay, hang on. Did I? Get the Phillips. There's no way I got a screwdriver in there to get those out. That's for darn sure. So maybe I just built around it. Come on, you bastard. Oh, no. Okay, that should come off, shouldn't it? Oh, maybe these are holding it on. Bloody hooks. Yeah, that was holding it on. Okay, but how did I... No, this frame is... How did I do this? There ain't no way. Oh... It's going to be more trouble than it's worth. Holy Dinah. Kind of want to just say screw it and build a new one? Is that what we're going to do? As nice as this is? Because what happens, really, if you just, you know, force it? Oh, the screw broke. Holy. Wow, I built a good cupboard. That's insanity. There was so much pressure. The screw broke. Okay, well that's... Oh, great. Now it's stuck on there. Get the Leatherman. Get the Leatherman carefully. Running out of thumbs. There we go. Okay. Well, let's just keep doing that. See what happens. If it breaks, it breaks. If it don't, it don't. This thing's squeaky AF anyway. Oh, that's loose. Loose. Look, you can do it. What happens? Watch your eyeballs. Oh, there we go. Right, she gotta be free, man. She gotta be free. She not free. She not free at all. Bro, come down. Just come out of the roof. Thank you. Wow, look at all that headroom. Damn. How did I build this? Oh, well, holy yikes. That revealed a literal rat's nest of wires. I mean, I knew they were back there, but holy crap. Oh, okay, that's out. I don't think I'll be putting that back in. That's a pain. Why did I don't know. That's super weird. But I don't know. I kind of talked myself into the idea of having another hanging cupboard over on that side of the bed. That one's clearly too small. I could probably still make it work, but that is definitely down the line. For now, again, it doesn't look like we did much, I guess. Maybe this is just me being my own worst enemy, but I gotta wrap it up here and get that battery on the charger and go have some dinner and construction adhesive. Lovely. Until the next one, everybody, just go out there, be happy, be creative, be yourselves. Most importantly, be positive, and remember, only dead fish go with the flow. Time to clean up for the 8,000th time today.